Alarm still rings beside your tangled sheets. You get up with eyes a little heavy. Still you place both feet upon the street. Coffee cools beside a stack of papers. Plans from yesterday remain undone. Yet you tie your laces in the silence. Tell your beating heart you will go on. Every time you walk into the daylight, carrying a weight that no one sees, you create a quiet kind of courage, standing where it would be easy leave. You can be proud of yourself for the days you did not quit, for the times you chose to care when you barely had the strength. You can be proud of your heart for the love that it has held. You are more than any score. You can be proud of yourself. Later on the train beside the railing, people scroll through curated highlight streams. You compare your life to colored windows. Let your own true story feel less clean. Yet your hands remember hidden evenings when you stayed with someone through their storm. Heard their shaking voice without a judgment, kept them safe until their breath grew warm. If that grace belonged to any other, you would call their steady spirit bright. So begin to see that same reflection in the person standing in your sight. You can be proud of yourself for the days you did not quit, for the times you chose to care when you barely had the strength. You can be proud of your heart for the love that it has held. You are more than any score. You can be proud of yourself. Count the nights you faced a quiet sadness. Still you chose a softer spoken tone. Count the times you offered gentle shelter when your own mind felt like breaking stone. These are marks of deep and living power, not the things a chart can never show. You are proof that kindness under pressure is a kind of strength that always grows. Evening paint soft silver on the river. Streetlights hum above the quiet shelf. You walk home with slightly lighter breathing. Whisper to your slowly healing self. When the doubts return with harsh reflection, place that story back upon the shelf. Hear a warmer sentence in the silence. You can be proud of yourself. evening hangs above the quiet window. Streetlights bloom along the narrow lane. You come home with shoulders full of questions. Drop your keys and breathe through all the strain. You have carried more than you remember, through a day that never seemed to end. You can lay some pieces on the table. Nothing here will break if you just rest. Take what you need tonight. Time to simply feel. Room to fall apart, space to slowly heal. You do not have to shine, you do not have to fight. You are still enough. Take what you need tonight. Messages can wait inside the corner. You can let the endless talking fade. Pour a glass of water for your heartbeat. Wrap yourself in quiet you create. You deserve a softer inner language, gentle like a trusted guiding light. Tell your tired reflection in the mirror, we can be forgiven here tonight. Turn the screens and stories off a moment. Listen to your easy, steady breath. Every calm and honest little second writes a kinder chapter in your chest. City hum turns low beyond the curtain. Moonlight draws a silver fragile line. You close both your eyes and tell your spirit, take what you need. It is safe tonight. Fast along the pavement, you walk slower with your steady stride, holding all the quiet things you care for, keeping every heavy thought inside. People praise the loud and shining legends, stories full of never-ending drive. You stay in the background with your kindness, wonder if that kind of heart survives. But the way you listen when they tremble, how you stay when others choose to leave, says far more about your inner power than 1,000 You are soft and still strong. You are gentle and brave. You can cry and hold on. You can bend and still stay. You do not need cold armor to belong where you belong. You are fully allowed to be soft and still strong. Later in a meeting under bright lights, voices rise with sharp and crowded lines. Someone makes a joke that cuts too deeply. You can see the hurt in fragile eyes. You step in with calm and careful language. Shift the room away from further harm. No applause or spotlight for your courage. Just a safer place inside your arms. If that grace was living in another, you would call their spirit bold and real. So begin to see the same resilience in the heart that helps the world to heal. You are soft and still strong. You are gentle and brave. You can cry and hold on. You can bend and still stay. You do not need cold armor to belong where you belong. You are fully allowed to be soft and still strong. Strength is not a stone without emotion, not a wall that never lets light through. Strength can be the hand that holds a shoulder, or a voice that says, I hear you too. When you choose compassion over power, when you let yourself be seen and known, you become a quiet living shelter, built from all the softness you have grown. Evening paints long rivers on the roadway. Streetlights hum above your walking song. You head home with slightly softer breathing, knowing you have always walked this strong. Forgotten dreaming, gray light leans across your bedroom wall. Plans you made feel heavy on the table, stacked like mountains you cannot recall. replay the choices from last season, every missed attempt and quiet fail. Turn them into truth that you are hopeless. Wear them like an unremovable veil. But a single morning cannot measure all the roads your beating heart came through. Every step that brought you to this moment holds a wider story inside you. This day does not define you, not your worth, not all your soul. You are more than any schedule, you are more than every role. When the hours feel like pressure, when the clock feels like a rule, you can breathe and gently tell your spirit this day does not define you. Later on the train beside the railing, rain draws rivers down the moving glass. People scroll through glowing tiny victories. You compare and let your courage crash. Yet your hands remember hidden evenings when you stayed beside a breaking friend. Listen while their heavy heart was speaking, held the line until their storm could bend. If that strength belonged to any stranger, you would call their quiet courage true. So begin to see that same resilience living in the center of you. This day does not define you, not your worth, not all your soul. You are more than any schedule, you are more than every role. When the hours feel like pressure, when the clock feels like a rule, you can breathe and gently tell your spirit this day does not define you. Let the unfinished task remain unfinished. Let some answers wait another night. You can choose a softer inner language, turn the harshest voices into light. When tomorrow opens up its window, you can start again with fresher view. Carry in the kindness from this evening as a promise you will give to you. Evening paints long silver on the pavement. Streetlights hum above the quiet roofs. You walk home and whisper to your heartbeat, I am so much more than just this day. Train hums low along the river. Clouds hang quiet over rusted rails. You stand pressed between the moving shoulders, holding back 100 hidden tales. Every little doubt sits on your jacket. Every old mistake lines up in view. You keep shrinking in your own reflection. Wonder if this world has space for you. But the way you carry gentle insight, how you notice when a heart feels low, says this busy planet grows much softer every time your spirit chooses show. There is room for you in this turning day, with your restless thoughts, with your fragile faith. You do not need proof, you do not need cues. Life is wider than you fear. There is room for you. Later in a bright and crowded office, voices trade their carefully shaped wins. You stay quiet near the corner table, counting scars you carry underneath. Yet your memory holds a different record. Nights you walked a friend through heavy rain, shared your time without a need for credit, stayed until their breathing changed again. If that story lived inside a stranger, you would call their quiet courage true. So begin to see that same resilience living in the center part of you. There is room for you in this turning day, with your restless thoughts, with your fragile faith. You do not need proof, you do not need cues. Life is wider than you fear. There is room for you. Leave the harsh old measure on the doorway, let it fall and fade into the dust. You were never meant to fit one picture, drawn by distant voices you once trusted. Build a life around your honest colors, let your softer values shape the view. Every time you honor your own story, you make more clear space for someone to. Evening paints long lines across the pavement. Streetlights hum above the silver route. You walk home with slightly deeper breathing, holding close this simple, quiet truth. When the doubts return like heavy weather, whisper while you watch the city move. I am not outside this living circle. There is endless, endless room for me. glows bright above your pillow. Stories roll like waves across your thumb. Someone bought a house beside the hillside. Someone built a brand new shining brand. You lie still and count your quiet choices. Measure them against a distant chart. Tell yourself you should be somewhere higher. Let that thought press heavy on your heart. But the roads that brought you to this moment do not match a single borrowed line. Every step you took was real and honest, not a wasted second in your time. You are not falling behind. There is no one single race. You can take the smallest stride, still arrive in your own place. You are more than milestones shown on a lifted glowing screen. You are living at a pace that belongs to what you need. Later in a cafe near the corner, friends share news of weddings, homes, and pay. You smile back and mean your congratulations. Hide the lump that rises in your throat. On the way back, walking through the parkway, memories of detours fill your mind. Times you chose to care for hurting people. Times you stayed when you could not unwind. If that story lived inside another, you would call their journey brave and kind. So begin to read your own reflection with the same respect you keep inside. You are not falling behind. There is no one single race. You can take a smaller stride, still arrive in your own place. You are more than milestones shown on a lifted glowing screen. You are living at a pace that belongs to what you need. Measured by the way you treat your spirit, by the calm you offer to a friend, by the nights you sat with honest sorrow. Let it speak instead of forcing it. Life is not a staircase with one ladder. It is many paths through open light. You can choose the one that fits your heartbeat, trusting it will still come out alright. The evening paints soft color on the houses. Streetlights hum above the gentle wind. You walk home with slightly deeper breathing. Let a kinder story settle in. When the doubt repeats its old conclusion, hear a different sentence in your mind. You are moving at your needed rhythm. You are never truly left behind. blows heavy through the window. Quiet dust floats slowly in the air. Phone lights up with smiling distant faces. You lie still and wonder if they care. Every little doubt climbs on your shoulder, whispers you are hard to really know. So you hide your softer aching questions, act like everything already flows. You do not need perfect conversation to deserve a hand that holds your own. Even if your voice feels small and shaken, you were never meant to walk alone. On the days you feel alone, like your heart is out of place, when the noise inside your head says you take up too much space, let my promise reach your chest like a quiet, steady tone. You are always worth the love. On the days you feel alone, later in a busy, crowded hallway, people talk with easy flowing lines. You stand near the corner with your coffee, holding all the silence in your mind. Then you see a stranger at the doorway, eyes look lost and shoulders slightly fall. Something in their breathing feels familiar, like the way your chest can sometimes call. You step close and offer simple kindness, ask if they could use a listening ear. In that moment you become the shelter you have always needed through the years. On the days you feel alone, like your heart is out of place, when the noise inside your head says you take up too much space, let this memory stay warm, like a light inside your bones. You are someone else's hope. On the days they feel alone, every time you send a gentle message, every time you stay and hear a sigh, you are proof that closeness still can happen, even when the world feels cold and wide. So when evening wraps the city quiet and your doubts return to take their throne, read the stories written by your actions. They all say you never walk alone. Night wind moves along the distant river, streetlights hum above the quiet stone. You walk home with slightly softer breathing, holding to this truth inside your soul. Even when your thoughts feel dark and scattered, even when your courage leaves its throne, you remain a heart that others treasure. On the days you feel alone. lean softly through the curtain. Alarm still rings beside your tangled sheets. You get up with eyes a little heavy. Still you place both feet upon the street. Coffee cools beside a stack of papers. Plans from yesterday remain undone. Yet you tie your laces in the silence. Tell your beating heart you will go on. Every time you walk into the daylight, carrying a weight that no one sees, you create a quiet kind of courage, standing where it would be easy to leave. You can be proud of yourself for the days you did not quit, for the times you chose to care when you barely had the strength. You can be proud of your heart for the love that it has held. You are more than any score. You can be proud of yourself. Later on the train beside the railing, people scroll through curated highlight streams. You compare your life to colored windows. Let your own true story feel less clean. Yet your hands remember hidden evenings when you stayed with someone through their storm. Heard their shaking voice without a judgment. Kept them safe until their breath grew warm. If that grace belonged to any other, you would call their steady spirit bright. So begin to see that same reflection in the person standing in your side. You can be proud of yourself for the days you did not quit, for the times you chose to care when you barely had the strength. You can be proud of your heart for the love that it has held. You are more than any score. You can be proud of yourself. Count the nights you faced a quiet sadness. Still you chose a softer spoken tone. Count the times you offered gentle shelter when your own mind felt like breaking stone. These are marks of deep and living power, not the things a chart can never show. You are proof that kindness under pressure is a kind of strength that always grows. Evening paint soft silver on the river, streetlights hum above the quiet shell. You walk home with slightly lighter breathing, whisper to your slowly healing self. When the doubts return with harsh reflection, place that story back upon the shelf. Hear a warmer sentence in the silence. You can be proud of yourself. glides past the misty river. Glass reflects your half-awakened face. Every thought keeps listing imperfections and tiny notes of quiet hidden shame. You remember moments you were clumsy, words that fell in all the wrong soft ways. Turn them into proof you are unworthy. Lock your honest heart behind a gate. But the ones who truly see your nature watch the way you hold a shaking hand. They can feel a kindness in your presence, far beyond the doubts you try to hide. You are not impossible to love. You are not too hard to hold. You are more than every stumble. You are more than stories told. When your mind repeats the sentence, no one wants what you become. Let the simple truth keep breathing in. You are not impossible to love. Later in a corner of the office, laughter circles round a simple joke. You stay quiet, scared of sounding awkward. Hide the softer parts you never show. Yet your memory holds the gentle evenings when you stayed beside a hurting soul. Listen without rushing to answer. Kept their fragile spirit from the cold. If that grace belonged to any stranger, you would call their steady courage real. You would say their presence changed the room tone. You would know they deserve loyal care. You are not impossible to love. You are not too hard to hold. You are more than every stumble. You are more than stories told. When your mind repeats the sentence, no one wants what you become. Let this simple truth keep breathing. You are not impossible to love. Think about the ones who feel much safer when you simply sit beside their rain. How their shoulders loosen when you listen. How their breathing finds a kinder frame. Love is not a prize for pure perfection. Love is sharing space with honest flaws. Anyone who values deeper connection will be drawn toward who you really are. Evening paints soft silver on the pavement. Streetlights hum along the quiet road. You walk home with slightly calmer footsteps, holding close this growing gentle thought. On the nights your fears grow loud and thunder, let your heart repeat this steady pulse. You are always even in your tremble, never once impossible to love. You are not impossible to love. train hums low along the river. Glass reflects your quiet, weary gaze. You scroll past 1,000 perfect pictures, turn them into reasons you should change. Every little flaw you keep remembering lines up like a witness in your mind. You forget the countless hidden moments where your gentle presence changed a life. If your story lived inside another, you would call their steady heart a gift. You would see the beauty in their trying. You would feel the way they make things shift. This world is better with you in it, with your questions and your scars, with the way you hold a silence when a friend falls apart. You might think your light is minor, but I promise this is true. Every softer choice you make here makes this world grow better with you. Later in a crowded hallway corner, people talk of plans you cannot see. You stand holding coffee like a shield there, hide the feeling you are obsolete. Yet your memory holds a different movie. Nights you walked with someone through their fear. Listen while their fragile voice kept shaking. Stayed until their breathing came to clear. If that courage lived inside a stranger, you would say their soul was shining bright. So begin to see that same reflection in the way you carry love tonight. This world is better with you in it, with your questions and your scars, with the way you hold a silence when a friend falls apart. You might think your light is minor, but I promise this is true. Every softer choice you make here makes this world grow better with you. Think about the times you answered softly when you could have thrown a sharper stone. Think about the times you stayed beside pain when you felt like breaking on your own. These are not small, ordinary moments. They are proof of who you really are. Every act of quiet, patient kindness is a quiet, steady living star. Evening paints long silver on the pavement. Street lights hum above the gentle view. You walk home with slightly deeper breathing, holding on to something bright and new. When the doubts return like distant thunder, let this simple sentence still come through. Even on your most uncertain mornings, this whole world is better with you. slowly from your waiting cup. Phone lights up with crowded expectations. Every message says you should speed up. You sit at the small familiar table, staring at a list you cannot see. Only feel the weight of every question, asking who you are supposed to be. But the sun still rises without knowing every cloud that it will move beyond. You can hold this moment without mapping every distant road you walk upon. You do not need all the answers, you do not need every plan. You can take one honest footstep, use what you understand. When tomorrow feels like thunder and your courage starts to shake, you can meet this moment slowly, that is more than you must make. Later on the train beside the window, city slides in fragments through the rain. Someone talks about their flawless timeline. You compare and feel a quiet pain. Get your hands, remember hidden evenings where you stayed beside a friend in doubt. Listen while they searched for any meaning, never tried to rush their feelings out. If that patience lived inside a stranger, you would call their steady spirit bright. So begin to see that same compassion living in your ordinary life. You do not need all the answers, you do not need every plan. You can take one honest footstep, use what you understand. When tomorrow feels like thunder and your courage starts to shake, you can meet this moment slowly, that is more than you must make. Leave a few blank spaces in the margin. Let some doors stay gently, softly closed. You can learn the language of your heartbeat as you go instead of all at once. When the night collects your tangled worries, lining them like ghosts along the wall, speak to them with quiet, simple mercy. I am trying and that still means all. Evening leans on roofs above the river. Streetlights hum along the gentle ground. You walk home with slightly deeper breathing, holding to a softer inner sound. Every step without a perfect reason, every breath that reaches through the doubt, writes a quiet sentence in your story. You do not need every answer now. Morning light spills softly through the curtain. Birds draw tiny patterns in the sky. You stand in the kitchen with your coffee, mind already building reasons why you should not relax for single moments, should not waste a second on a smile. All the old beliefs about deserving guard the doorway of your gentle life. You have walked through so much hidden weather, still you kept a tenderness inside. That small warmth has carried many people. It is time to let it reach your eyes. You are allowed to feel joy without needing any proof. You are allowed to breathe light after everything you flew. You can laugh without a reason. You can dance inside your day. You are allowed to feel joy. Let it find you on the way. Later at the cafe near the corner, friends share jokes about their latest week. You feel guilty when your chest starts rising, like a smile is something you must keep. Then you think of nights beside a heartbreak, how you sat until the dark grew thin, how you held your phone like fragile shelter till a softer morning could begin. If that kindness lived in any stranger, you would wish them bright and open skies. So extend the same wide, gentle blessing to the one behind your tired eyes. You are allowed to feel joy without needing any proof. You are allowed to breathe light after everything you flew. You can laugh without a reason. You can dance inside your day. You are allowed to feel joy. Let it find you on the way. Turn the small familiar music louder. Let your shoulders move a little free. Let your face remember how to brighten, even if no camera there to see. Joy does not erase the weight you carry, does not say your sorrow was not real. Joy just lays a soft hand on your story, showing there is more you get to feel. Evening paints warm color on the river, streetlights rise along the quiet road. You walk home with lighter, calmer footsteps, humming just because your spirit knows. When tomorrow opens up the window, let this simple truth return in voice. You are not required to earn this sunshine. You are on the waves, allowed to feel joy. Allowed to feel joy. pale above the station. Coffee cools beside your steady hand. You keep asking if you missed your moment, if the chance to change has reached its end. All the roads you did not take grow louder. Every turn you never had the nerve. You decide your time for bigger dreams has quietly slipped past. What do you deserve? But your heart still beats for something deeper, even if the picture is not clear. Every breath that rises in this moment is a door that only waits for you. Your future needs you here, not some perfect flawless ghost, not a different version walking on a carefully edited road. With your tired, honest eyes, with the courage you still choose, every step you dare to take is a gift your future needs from you. Afternoon sits heavy at the desk light. Screens repeat the same familiar tone. Someone talks about a shining timeline. You feel late and quiet here alone. Then you think of ways you kept on learning, even when the world was closing in. Little skills and hidden growing edges that no tidy summary can spin. You are not behind some secret standard. You are on a path that is your own. Every time you move in truthful direction, you are answering a deeper call. Your future needs you here, not some perfect flawless ghost, not a different version walking on a carefully edited road. With your tired, honest eyes, with the courage you still choose, every step you dare to take is a gift your future needs from you. There will be long nights of quiet planning, when the numbers do not seem to fit, when the fear of failing feels like thunder, and your faith is little more than grit. In those hours, do not leave your spirit. Do not walk away from who you are. Place your hand upon your beating center. Say you will not leave this heart unstarred. Evening paint soft silver on the sidewalk. Streetlights hum above the avenue. You walk home with slightly braver footsteps, holding to a different point of view. Every time you choose a living next step, even if you only see a few, you are not just walking into daylight, you are going where your future needs you. the platform. Clouds hang quiet over rusted steel. You stand near the door with folded shoulders, trying not to show the way you feel. Every little need you push behind you, act like you are easy to replace. Move aside so everyone feels comfortable. Shrink yourself to half your rightful space. You were not put here to be invisible. You were not designed to disappear. Every honest color in your spirit has a reason to be fully here. You deserve to take up space with your voice and with your laugh, with your questions, with your dreams, with the way you walk your path. You do not need to erase what your beating heart obeys. You are more than background air. You deserve to take up space. Later in a bright fluorescent meeting, ideas race around the crowded room. You hold back a thought that feels important, worried it will somehow sound too soon. Then you think of all the gentle insight, times you saw the hurt behind a smile, how your words have softened hidden tension, how your view has changed a heavy file. If that wisdom lived in any stranger, you would tell them they should let it show. You would say the world is truly better when their inner truth is free to glow. You deserve to take up space with your voice and with your laugh, with your questions, with your dreams, with the way you walk your path. You do not need to erase what your beating heart obeys. You are more than background air. You deserve to take up space. Leave the rules that taught you to stay smaller on the floor beside the fading door. Let your back grow straighter in the mirror. Take a step that claims a little more. Say your name with quiet, steady meaning. Share your thoughts without a hidden brace. Every time you stand inside your presence, you create a kinder, wider space. Evening paints long silver on the river. Streetlights hum along the gentle way. You walk home with slightly deeper breathing. Let a different story start to stay. When the doubts return like distant thunder, whisper while you feel your heartbeat race. I am not a shadow on the sidewalk. I was always meant to take up space. chat lights up your sleepy phone. Favors stack before your feet can stand. You say yes to every quiet question, even when your chest feels overpacked. People call you steady, always helpful. Lean on you whenever storms arrive. You keep pushing past your own exhaustion, just to keep their fragile worlds alive. But your heart is not an endless fountain. It is still a living, beating soul. You deserve the same soft, kind protection that you give when others lose control. You are allowed to say no when your spirit feels too thin. You can guard your open door. You can let the crowd stay dim. Love is not a constant yes till your colors fade to smoke. You are worth the calmer road. You are allowed to say no. The afternoon grows loud inside the office. Voices rush a brand new urgent plan. Every eye turns towards your direction, waiting for your answer on demand. You remember nights of quiet shaking, when you stay long after you were done. How your body whispered for a boundary, while your mouth kept saying yes to everyone. If a friend had walked through that much pressure, you would tell them they could rest at last. You would guard their time like tender treasure, keep them from repeating that same path. You are allowed to say no when your spirit feels too thin. You can guard your open door. You can let the crowd stay dim. Love is not a constant yes till your colors fade to smoke. You are worth a calmer road. You are allowed to say no. Leave the guilt that calls you selfish waiting. Let it knock outside the inner gate. Saying no to what will break your center is a deeper way to offer grace. When you choose a smaller, honest portion, when you leave some strength for you to keep, you will find your kindness growing brighter, rooted in a rest that runs more deep. Evening paint soft silver on the railing, streetlights hum along the gentle road. You walk home with slightly lighter footsteps, feeling how your breathing starts to grow. When the next request arrives tomorrow, listen to the answer in your bones. You can still be loving, brave and loyal, while you gently tell them this time no. You had promised you would fix it yesterday. Now the weight sits heavy in the air. You move slow and tell yourself a story. Every little flaw becomes a crime. You forget the storms you walk through quietly, just to stand inside this fragile time. If a friend had carried this much pressure, you would never hold them to this mark. You would wrap their shaking in compassion, guide them gently back from all that dark. You are allowed to be human. You are allowed to feel tired. You are allowed to miss a step without losing all your fire. You do not need perfect rhythm. You do not need flawless proof. You are allowed to be human. That has always been the truth. Later on the train beside the window, rain draws crooked rivers down the glass. Someone posts another shining highlight. You compare and feel your courage crash, yet your memory holds forgotten moments when you stayed with someone through their pain, sat in silence so they felt less lonely, gave your time without the need for gain. If that patience lived inside a stranger, you would call their steady spirit bright. So begin to see that same resilience living in your ordinary life. You are allowed to be human. You are allowed to feel tired. You are allowed to miss a step without losing all your fire. You do not need perfect rhythm. You do not need flawless proof. You are allowed to be human. That has always been the truth. Let the mask fall softly on the table. Let the guilt step back and take a seat. You can hold your heart like something precious, not a task that must compete. When the night returns with harsh conviction, listing every task you did not do, answer with a warmer set of measures. Count the ways your kindness still came through. Evening paint soft silver on the pavement. Streetlights hum above the gentle view. You walk home with slightly calmer breathing, holding close a sentence made for you. When your thoughts grow loud with old confusion, let this quiet line come shining through. You do not need to be a legend. You are allowed to be human too. Morning crashes down inside the subway. Metal wheels complain along the rail. Everyone moves fast with tight expressions, carrying their private silent cares. You stand holding on above the doorway, shoulder pressed to unfamiliar coats. You can feel the tension in the carriage, like a crowd of half-forgotten storms. Then you offer someone else your handle, take their heavy bag without a word, share a simple smile that breaks the armor, and the air feels just a little warm. You make it easier to breathe when the day is closing in, when the room is full of pressure, when a heart feels paper thin. You do not need perfect lines, just the way you choose to be. In the middle of the madness, you make it easier to breathe. Later in a tightly crowded meeting, voices climb on top of every thought. Someone tries to speak but keeps on shrinking, swallowed by a sharper kind of talk. You step in with steady, quiet framing, give their shaking sentence room to stand, offer calm instead of rushing judgment, turn the heat into a softer plan. You might think this kind of care means nothing, because no one writes it in a chart. But the pulse of every frightened person slows a little when they feel your heart. You make it easier to breathe when the day is closing in, when the room is full of pressure, when a heart feels paper thin. You do not need perfect lines, just the way you choose to be. In the middle of the madness, you make it easier to breathe. Think about the nights you stayed on phone lines, listening till words began to fade, how the silence slowly turned to steady, just because you did not walk away. You will never see the full reflection of the storms you helped another leave, but the world grows lighter in the corners every time your kindness chooses speak. Evening paints slow gold across the river, streetlights hum above the busy street. You walk home with slightly deeper breathing, let this quiet knowing find your chest. When you doubt the value of your presence, hear this truth beneath the city beat. You have been that softer hidden reason someone else could finally breathe. Shadows stretch along the wooden floor. You remember times you broke your promise, left your own heart waiting at the door. Every plan you made then slowly crumbled. Every vow dissolved in quiet dust. Now you hesitate with every impulse, scared to hear a voice you cannot trust. But the fact you still keep searching gently for a life that feels sincere and real says your heart is never fully vanished, only needs a kind of way to heal. You can trust yourself again, one small choice at a time. You can listen to your chest as it draws a different line. You are not your older fears, you are not those broken plans. With each honest steady step, you can trust yourself again. Later on the train beside the railing, city slides in fragments through the glass. You recall the moments you stayed loyal to the people hurting in your past. Times you showed up when you felt exhausted, called a friend when they could barely speak, stayed until their breathing turned to steady, even though your own hope felt so weak. If that story lived inside another, you would call their quiet courage true. So begin to see that same devotion living in the heart that lives as you. You can trust yourself again, one small choice at a time. You can listen to your chest as it draws a different line. You are not your older fears, you are not those broken plans. With each honest steady step, you can trust yourself again. Start with little promises at daybreak, ones your body knows you truly can. Drink some water, breathe beside the window, write one line that speaks of where you stand. When the night returns with heavy judgment, listing every time you walked astray, answer with the ways you kept on caring, even when you lost your map that day. Evening paint soft silver on the pavement, streetlights hum above the gentle bend. You walk home with slightly deeper breathing, holding close this quiet growing thread. Every time you act with gentle purpose, every time you treat your soul as friend, you are proving softly without shouting, you can trust yourself again. Morning light falls softly on the table. Laptop waits with unread heavy mail. You stare at the list of tasks and targets. Feel your chest grow tight before you start. Every little box becomes a verdict. Every pause feels like you're slipping through. You forget the ways you held this world up when no one was counting what you do. If a friend had lived your quiet story, you would never judge them by a chart. You would see the courage in their breathing. You would praise the kindness in their heart. You are more than what you do, more than every finish line, more than numbers on a screen, more than days that feel behind. You are how you love and care, how you listen, how you stay. You are more than what you do. You are someone every day. Later on the train beside the window, rain draws crooked rivers down the glass. People talk about their latest projects. You compare and let your value crash. Yet your memory holds a different record. Nights you stayed when someone fell apart, sat in silence just to keep them breathing. Let the sorrow lean against your heart. If that patience lived in any stranger, you would call their quiet spirit true. So begin to look with that same softness at the soul that always carried you. You are more than what you do, more than every finish line, more than numbers on a screen, more than days that feel behind. You are how you love and care, how you listen, how you stay. You are more than what you do. You are someone every day. Kitchen counter, let a few unchecked boxes stay. Take a breath that is not for performance. Let your shoulders loosen where they weigh. Ask yourself not what did I accomplish, but who was I for those I met today. You will see a quiet, shining story written where your gentle choices lay. Evening paints long silver on the pavement. Streetlights hum along the softened view. You walk home with slightly deeper breathing, holding to a kinder thought of you. When your mind divides your worth by output, let this simple line come pulling through. You were always precious as a person. You are more than what you say or do. feels overwhelming. Every step ahead looks like a test. You remember times you tried and stumbled. Turn those moments into heavy proof. Tell yourself you never move far forward, while you stand inside a living truth. You have walked through seasons full of thunder. Still your heart stayed gentle through the rain. That is not the sign of quiet failure. That is how real courage learns its name. You are growing even when it hurts, even when you cannot see the change. Every time you rise from where you fell, something in your spirit rearranged. You are bigger than your latest fall. Smaller steps still count as moving earth. Hold this message steady in your chest. You are growing even when it hurts. Later on the train beside the window, city slides in fragments through the gray. People talk about their perfect progress. You compare and look the other way. Yet your memory holds a different record. Nights you stayed with someone through their fear. Listen while their fragile voice kept shaking. Stayed until their breathing landed clear. If that story lived inside another, you would say their quiet strength was real. So begin to see that same resilience in the way your hidden choices feel. You are growing even when it hurts, even when you cannot see the change. Every time you rise from where you fell, something in your spirit rearranged. You are bigger than your latest fall. Smaller steps still count as moving earth. Hold this message steady in your chest. You are growing even when it hurts. It hurts. Growth is not a straight and shining staircase. It is roots that tangle through the ground. Sometimes it just looks like one deep exhale when you choose to stay instead of drown. When the night returns with harsh conclusions, listing every place you think you failed, answer with the ways you kept on loving, even when your confidence was frail. Evening paint soft silver on the pavement. Streetlights hum along the quiet turns. You walk home with slightly deeper breathing, hearing what your softer insight learns. Every time tomorrow meets your footsteps, after all the doubt and heavy words, you can whisper to your beating center, I am growing, even when it hurts. Late night traffic hums along the highway. Neon paints the raindrops on your glass. You drive home with music barely playing, trying not to think about the past. All day long you wore the easy answers, held your world together with a grin. Now the quiet breaks across your ribcage. Tears sit heavy, waiting to begin. You were taught that strength means never shaking, never letting anybody see. But your heart has walked through burning weather. It deserves the right to finally breathe. You can cry and still be brave. You can tremble, still be strong. Let the water leave your eyes. It has carried way too long. You are not a broken soul. When your shoulders start to shake, you can cry and still be brave. That is how real courage wakes. Later on you're sitting in the kitchen, jacket hanging from a crooked chair. Phone lights up with casual little questions. You just type I'm fine and leave it there. Yet your memory holds the softer evenings when you kept a friend from giving up. Heard their stories spill across the phone line, told them they were more than all their cracks. If that history belonged to someone, you would call their living heart a shield. So begin to show that same compassion to the one who carried you through fields. You can cry and still be brave. You can tremble, still be strong. Let the water leave your eyes. It has carried way too long. You are not a broken soul. When your shoulders start to shake, you can cry and still be brave. That is how real courage wakes. Close the door and let the armor soften. Let the anger speak without a mask. Let the grief admit its hidden chapters. None of this betrays the way you stand. When the storm moves slowly through your body and the sobs pull everything apart, you are not collapsing into failure. You are rinsing pain out of your heart. Rain slows down and settles into silence. Streetlights blur outside the window frame. You wipe tears and feel a little lighter, like the night now knows your secret name. When tomorrow asks you for your presence, you can meet the day with gentler grace, knowing every Every time your tears were falling, you were brave enough to show your face. Finds your notes across the table, plans from last year folded at the side. You can see the places you abandoned, moments when you chose to run and hide. Every unfinished dream sits like a verdict, every turn you did not see through. You decide those chapters are the verdict, say there is no future left for you. But the heart that kept on beating anyway, walking through the quiet heavy nights, is the same small light that stands here breathing, ready for a different kind of life. Chance to be gentle with your name, to begin a quieter plan that is rooted in your flame. You are not your final draft, you are more than one cross line. You deserve another chance at a life that feels like mine. Later on the train beside the railing, city slides in fragments through the rain. Someone talks about their steady progress. You compare and feel a sting of shame, yet your memory holds forgotten moments, times you stayed when someone almost broke, shared single line about your values. Make a call you always meant to do. When the night returns with harsh reflection, listing every time you walked away. Answer with the ways you kept on caring, even when you did not see a way. Evening paint soft silver on the pavement. Streetlights hum above the gentle spans. You walk home with slightly deeper breathing, holding close this new remaining plan. When tomorrow opens up its window, let this quiet sentence take its stance. You are not a closed and finished story. You still deserve another chance. Through the curtain, coffee cools beside an unread note. You look over plans you never finished. Let the worry settle in your throat, but you still got up and faced the daylight. That already says a quiet truth. You are good enough for today. With your tired, honest eyes, you are good enough right now. Even if you feel behind, you do not need bigger proof than the courage here inside. You are good enough for today. Later on the train beside the window, city moves in fragments through the rain. You remember times you stayed for someone until their heavy breathing felt less strained. If that story lived in any stranger, you would call their steady spirit strong. You are good enough for today. With your tired, honest eyes, you are good enough right now. Even if you feel behind, you do not need bigger proof than the courage measured by the way you guarded peace.